Now in this segment, what is here? 6.8. It is a brief account of evolution. A brief account means how evolution take place in different eras or in different periods or in different epochs. So before going to read this one, because here some epochs or eras here given, that is our Paleozoic, Mesozoic and Cenozoic. These are era. These are periods: Devonian, Carboniferous, Permian, Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, Tertiary, Quaternary. Right? Then epochs are also there. Right? So first I want to tell you about the different periods or different eras. Right? A different time period we can say, which is divided. Right? Which is divided means different periods. What different periods and how they are divided. Right? Means okay, we know our Earth is formed 4.5 years ago. Right? Right? 4.5 billion years ago, our Earth is formed, and this 4.5 year, it is divided into how many? It is divided into our 6 years. Right? Okay. First, I think I tell you, then we start this. We can say here time scale, right? That is what time scale, geological time scale. Geological time scale, right? So when we consider geological time scale, our geological means our Earth time scale, that is 4.5 billion years. They are further divided into how many eras? 6 era. Largest one is era. Era is further divided into periods, and period are further divided into epochs. So which one? This one is the largest one, eras, then periods, and then epochs. This one is smaller one, right? Okay, now here era. How many eras there? We have 6 eras. 6 eras. 6 eras means what? Which 6 eras? When we consider eras, the first 3 we cannot see this. First 3 they are means first one is our Ajoic, because at that time no livings are there. So first is our Ajoic. Ajoic. Ajoic means Jew are absent. Jew means what? Livings, right? So here what happens? Here no life, only chemical equation. Here life is absent, only chemical evolution. Chemical means chemogeny. We can say that it is what happened? Chemogeny, right? Second era is our Proterozoic. So second era our primitive, that is Archaeozoic. Archaea. What is there? Archaeozoic, then Proterozoic, right? Archaeozoic era. These are era, right? Archaea means archaea bacteria are present at that place, right? Here what? Archaeozoic means what? It is the era of invisible life. We can say here is the era of invisible life. Here what happens? Here chemogeny, and here what happens? Biogeny starts. Here prokaryotic cells are formed, right? Here prokaryotic cells are formed and they are dominant here, right? Mostly we can say are dominant. And origin of eukaryotes. We can say origin of eukaryotes, right? Third one is our Proterozoic. Proterozoic era. Proterozoic means proterospongy. Now here multicellular animals are formed, but they are very primitive. Multicellular animals means we can say animals are also there, right? Here what happens in Proterozoic? Origin of here we can say origin of sponge. Protozoa, simply first start from protozoa, sponge, coelentrates, right? So these are means primitive type of animals are found here, right? And they are abundant. These are origin, right? Up to mollusca also we can say Annelida or Annelida and mollusca, right? This is the origin of them. Azoic, Archaeozoic, Proterozoic. Azoic, Archaeozoic. After Archaeozoic, what happens here? A revolution is there. It is called first geological revolution. In between, it is the first geological revolution, right? Then Proterozoic start, and after Proterozoic, second great geological evolution happens. So second great geological evolution happens. Then what happens? First great geological revolution, and then we have second great geological evolution, and then next era comes, and that is our Paleozoic era. Here, second great geological revolution, right? Then what happens? That is our Proterozoic, Archaeozoic, fourth one. Fourth era is our Paleozoic, right? Paleozoic era. This Paleozoic era is further divided into, now here it is divided because in Paleozoic what happens? Different organisms or different groups are formed, right? Even some golden age also there. So this Paleozoic, it is further divided into how many? 6 periods. How many? 6 periods. 6 periods. What are these 6 periods? When we start from earliest to we can say latest, then what is there? First one is our Cambrian. That's why before this Cambrian is up to Proterozoic, they are called as Proto-Cambrian age, right? So first one is our Cambrian period. These are periods, right? Now here we are going to read periods, right? First one is Cambrian. Cambrian means what is important for Cambrians? Here, arthropods. Today they are extinct, right? Are dominant, right? As far as like trilobites. After Cambrian, now second one is our Cambrian, then Ordovician, then Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and Permian. These are the 6. Which are 6? Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and then last one is Permian, right? So second Cambrian, after Cambrian, what is there? Ordovician. Ordovician, right? Ordovician means, Ordovician is important because here giant mollusks were dominant. This time mollusks are dominant, or we can say here simply non-chordates are dominant, right? Here non-chordates. This is the era of non-chordata period. They are dominant, right? After Ordovician, who is there? Third one is our Silurian. Silurian is important because here first chordates they evolve. Means we can say jawless fishes, right? Dominant. This is the era of dominant. Jawless. Jawless fish, you know, coelacanths, that is our cyclostomes, right? Fishes are dominant, right? After Silurian, we have fourth, it is Devonian. These names, these period names are also present in our NCERT. So you have to read this one, right? Devonian means it is called as golden era of, or Fisher means golden era of, or golden period means it is not a era, but we can say period, right? Or period of fishes, true fishes. Fishes means they may be chondrichthyes or osteichthyes. Fifth one is our, after Devonian, Carboniferous. Carboniferous means what? It is the golden era of, or golden period of amphibians, right? Golden amphibians. And last one is our sixth, and I scroll this one, right? Last one is our Permian. Permian. This is the sixth period of this Paleozoic era, right? Permian is what happens here? Reptiles. Origin of modern reptiles. Origin of reptiles. And another important thing is also here, which I want to tell you, right? First gymnosperm appeared in this era. First gymnosperm appeared, right? And Carboniferous means seed plants, origin of seed plant, origin of seed plants, right? So this is the Paleozoic, and Paleozoic means it contains how many periods? 6 periods. 6 periods. Right? Now next one is our Paleozoic after fifth one. The fifth one is our, here after Paleozoic what happens? A new revolution is there, and this revolution, it is because here a mountain range is formed, and on the base of this mountain range, this name is given here in this era. Which mountain? Appalachian mountain, right? It is called as Appalachian revolution. Great Appalachian revolution. Okay, it took some time for start, right? Appalachian means what? Why the name of this Appalachian? Because Appalachian mountain is formed due to the continental drift, right? In that period. So this name is also given. CHIR, Appalachian revolution, right? When you search in the map, you can understand where Appalachian is, right? Now here, then what happens? Next era comes. Next year is our fifth era. Fifth era. What is the fifth era? It is our Mesozoic. Mesozoic era. Mesozoic era, it is called as golden period of, or age of reptiles. This one is called as age of reptiles, right? It is also considered, it is also divided into 3 periods. Which 3 period? First period here Triassic, second one is Jurassic, and third one is our Cretaceous, right? So Triassic, origin of reptiles, means large reptiles, and Jurassic, it is the golden era of dinosaurs, is used, right? So first era is your first period, right? 3 periods. So first period is our Triassic. In Triassic, what happens? Here, origin of dinosaurs and oviparous mammal. Origin of and dinosaurs and mammals, right? Which mammals? Oviparous mammals. Oviparous mammals. You know oviparous mammals means who lays eggs. Today also there, Echidna and duckbill side. Okay. Second period is our Jurassic period. Movies also this time present from Jurassic period, and it is the golden age of, this is the dominance of dinosaurs, or we can say golden age of dinosaurs. Dominancy of dinosaurs, right? And now here origin of which origin? Placenta. Origin of first tooth bird, because here this time we know Archaeopteryx is also there. We can say origin of first toothed bird, right? You understand? Tooth birds. This is the means here origin of aves, and because here oviparous mammals, and another mammal is our marsupials. Marsupials. Marsupials mammals, right? And our third period is Cretaceous. Cretaceous, right? So Cretaceous means here extinction of dinosaurs, simply 65 million years ago, right? They suddenly, these dinosaurs, they extinct. That we can say of dinosaurs, extinctions of dinosaurs, right? So dinosaurs extinct first. Now here origin of primitive, second is there, they extinct, and after when they extinct, that time what happens? Small mammals, that is placental mammals, we can say like mole, or this time they are called as rodents, right? They originate. We can say origin of eutherians, small viviparous or eutherians, placental mammals. Placental mammals. These are also called as eutherians, right? And that is modern birds. Right? So these are the periods of Mesozoic era, right? And Mesozoic era is called as Age of Reptiles, in which Jurassic era means, Jurassic period means it is at that time dominancy of dinosaurs are there, right? Then after last we have the sixth era. It is our Cenozoic era, and Cenozoic era means what? It is the modern era in which humans are involved, right? Cenozoic. These are the six eras, and these era means after three era, that is Archozoic and second Archezoic and Proterozoic. They are not divided into different periods, because at that time no more evolution is there, right? Very slow evolution is there. Then after Paleozoic is divided into 6 periods. Already we know here which 6 periods. This Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, and then after Carboniferous, and last one is Permian. Then after the fifth one is our Mesozoic era, which is the Age of Reptiles. It is further divided into 3 periods, and these 3 periods means earliest to later. What is the sequence? It is Triassic, then Jurassic, and then Cretaceous. Now what happens in new revolution, in last revolution, that is called Rocky Mountain Revolution, because at this genetical drift, what happens? Rocky mountains are formed, so it is called as Rocky, which revolution? Rocky Mountain Revolution, right? This is the 4th revolution, right? So to this revolution, what happens? Our new era comes, and that is the 6th era, and this 6th era is called Cenozoic era. Cenozoic era. This Cenozoic era is further divided into 2 periods. How many? 2 periods. Which 2 periods? It is first one is our, right? First one, it is tertiary, and then last one is our quaternary. Tertiary, and then last one is our quaternary. So first tertiary means this is the periods, right? So tertiary, this period, this is the last one, modern. It is further divided into epochs. How epochs? How many epochs? 5 epochs. And what are the sequence of epochs from earliest to later one? It is our PMOEP. As for example, PMO, why I said here PMOEP, right? So here PMO means I can write here PMOEP. That is the sequence. So P means what? P means Pleistocene. Sorry, it is not Pleisto, right? It is Pliocene, right? So P means what? It is not Pleisto, it is Pliocene. P-A-L. Pliocene. C-E-N-E. Pliocene, right? E means what? Second. This is the first, then second. Second is Eocene. Third, that is C. That is PMO, right? O means what? Ocene, right? That is Oligocene. Oligo, C-E-N-E. Then after we see D, right? Miocene. And this fifth one is our, what is called, it is Pliocene. These are five: Pliocene, Miocene, Oligocene, Eocene, and Pliocene. These are the five, right? Pliocene, it is the earliest one, right? Then Eocene, then Oligocene, then Miocene, and then Pliocene. These are the five epochs, right? Tertiary, our tertiary period is further divided into five epochs, right? And in these epochs, what happens? In case of Pliocene, origin of primates, right? Here, we simply listen to origin of primates. Primates means monkey, ape, and humans. Eocene means Eochippus. Eochippus means a small horse. They are the, means we can say they are the ancestor of horse. Eochippus are from, they are small horse, right? Oligocene means anthropodite, apes are formed. What is given? Anthropoid, right? Anthropoid means human like. Apes are formed. Apes are developed from monkey, right? Then Miocene, that is, in Miocene what happens? They simply here evolution happens here. Anthropoid, apes are formed. Then in Miocene what happens? There are Australopithecus or some Dryopithecus, this type of animals are there. Means here we can say evolution of human continues. And in Pliocene, last Pliocene what happens? Here our ape-like human appeared. Here ape-men are formed. Ape-men means what here? Australopithecus are formed. Ape-men are appeared or origin. So these are our five epochs. These are E-P-O-C-H, epochs. You understand? Tertiary. Our Cenozoic era is divided into two periods: tertiary periods and second one is quaternary periods. Tertiary period is further divided into five epochs. How many epochs? Five epochs. Right? Five epochs means Pliocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, and Pliocene. Now here, last one is our quaternary era. Quaternary era means it has only two epochs, right? And this one is called Pleistocene and Holocene, right? The Pleistocene and Holocene, that is our quaternary, that is the last era. Pleistocene era means here we can say social life of human start in Pleistocene era, right? So next one is our second period is quaternary. T-E-R-N-E-R-Y. Quaternary, right? So quaternary means what happened here? It is the second, it is further divided into two epochs. So which two epochs are there? Here first is our Pleistocene. Right? The Pleistocene means what? Here social life of human appeared or starts, right? And last one is our, that is today, modern day, it is Holocene. Holocene. So that means here only supremacy of man is also called as mentalism or of human. So these are the we can say different eras, different periods, and different epochs which are divided into, which are divided, means what is divided? Geological time after the earth is formed, right? 4.5 billion years ago is divided into 6 eras, and each 6 eras means they are further divided into periods, and then after periods are further divided into epochs, right? I think you understand. Any doubt is there? No doubt means then we have to go. Once you can see this quaternary, tertiary, right? And then after Rocky Mountains, it took some time, not a problem, right? Now we are going to read about the brief account of evolution. Now we start. Now here what is in about 2 about 2000 million year ago, or we can say 2 billion year ago, 2 BYA or 2000 million ago, Maya, million year ago, the first cellular form of life appeared on Earth. First thing is there, means 2 billion year ago, right? 3 billion ago means what? A cellular life form is appeared, right? 4 billion year ago means what? Chemogeny starts. The mechanism of how non-cellular aggregates, look here, it is given here, I write 3BYA. What is there? Non-cellular organisms are evolved. 4BYA, chemogeny starts. Life starts, right? 2 billion year ago, first cellular life evolved. 1.5 billion year ago, first eukaryotic cells evolved. So you have to read this one, right? Okay, what is the mechanism of how a non-cellular aggregates of a giant macromolecules could evolve into cell within membranous envelope, each not known. It is not known, but already in previous lecture I tell you how chemogeny, after chemogeny what happens? First means we can say atomic stage. Atomic stage, then they form the inorganic or organic substance. Simple molecules are formed. Now, simple organic molecules, they form complex organic molecules like sugar, proteins, or carbohydrates, or nucleic acids are formed. Then after what happens? Probiotics. Now, second stage is coming, that is called probionts, or it is called biogeny. In case of biogeny, first protobionts are formed, right? The protobionts or probionts means what? They are aggregates of monomers. Monomers means complex organic substances, right? And then after what happens? That is given non-cellular aggregates. Non-cellular aggregates means these giant macromolecules, right? The giant formation of giant macromolecules, that is called as, they are called as protobiome, right? Already I tell you in previous lecture, if you see, you can understand what are probiotics, right? Here I did not go to describe this one once more, right? And this through protobionts, what happens? Due to the mutation, what happens? Then first cellular or prokaryotic cells form, right? RNA world then comes, right? Okay. Some of these cells, right? Some of these cells, the ability of release oxygen. Ability of release means this one is called oxygen revolution. Oxygen revolution means it comes from where? Some of these cells, which cells? Due to the mutation of chemosynthetic, chemoheterotrophs, because they use chemicals as a food, right? So due to the mutation in their RNA, then what happens? Their RNA, and also due to the mutation in their bacteriochlorophyll, you can say bacteriochlorophyll, right? What happens? They use hydrogen donor, means water. They use water as a hydrogen donor. They never use initially means what? They use hydrogen, as for example sulfur bacteria, they use hydrogen sulfide H2S in the form of hydrogen donor. But due to the mutation in their bacteriochlorophyll, what happens? They use water as a hydrogen donor in photosynthesis. Then what happens? This water, from water oxygen is released. When they start release oxygen, now oxygen revolution starts. Now what happens? Due to the release of oxygen, now this environment becomes ENVIRON, environment, it becomes oxidizable, right? Oxidizable. Initially it is reduction, right? Initially it is reduced type. Reduced environment is there. Now this reduced type environment, it is converted into oxidizable, right? That's why this time no new organisms are formed. The reaction, we will read this one, right? Could have been similar to the light reaction in photosynthesis, right? Where water is split. Where water is split. Because they use water as a hydrogen donor, the water is split with the help of solar energy captured and channelized by the appropriate light harvesting pigments. Today we know they are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Already you read in 11th portion, right? Xanthophyll and carotenoids. Different pigments are there. This is not only chlorophyll A or chlorophyll B. That time what happens? They are small algae, and in algae we know actually when we consider the whole pigmented plants, we have 5 types of chlorophyll: chlorophyll A, B, C, D, E, right? Xanthophyll, carotenoids, and phycobilins, right? Erythromycin, we can say that is our. I'm telling different type of pigments are present, right? Slowly, single-celled organisms become multicellular life forms by the time of 500 million years ago. That is, these are very important points. 500 million years ago, invertebrates were formed and active. Invertebrates are formed and active. That is the time. Which time? Invertebrates. What is the? It is the time. It is the time. It is called Carboniferous. Right? Sorry. This one is time is Ordovician. Ordovician period. In Paleozoic, Ordovician period. What happens? Invertebrates were formed and active. Ordovician. Right? Jaw-lasses fish probably evolved around 350 million years ago. After Ordovician, what is there? Silurian. Right? This is the era of Silurian era. This was the era of Ordovician. Ordovician, then Silurian, right? Seaweeds and few plants existed probably around 320 million years ago at the same time of this one. That means Silurian, right? 320 million years ago. We told, look here, 50 million year ago, we divide these periods into 50 million, near about, not exact, right? But 50 million year ago. We are told that the first organisms that invaded land were plants, and they were widespread on the land when first animal invaded to the land. First, what happened? Plant means they are food. So first, what happens? Food forms on the land. Then what happens? Then first animal goes there, right? So before the first animal landed, right, means on the land, then what happened? There were widespread, means the plant, they were widespread. They are fully developed into the lands. Fishes with stout and strong fins, coelacanth. This time also coelacanth, mortem, dweller, right? Fish could move on land and go back to water. It could move on land and then go back to water, right? This was about 350 million years ago. 350 million years ago, right? Means here, right? The fish with stout and strong fins could move on land and go back to water. This was about 350 million years ago, and we know Devonian era is the golden era of fishes, right? So Devonian era, what happens here? These fishes are formed. This Silurian, Devonian. In 1938, a fish caught in South Africa. 1938, you have to read this age also. A fish caught in South Africa happened to be coelacanth. Coelacanth is the primitive, right? Which was thought to be extinct. We know that. But it is caught. These animals called lobe fins. Why? Because their fins are present on lobes. Lobes means they look like to fore and hind lobes. Lobes means what? Like this our forelimbs and hind limbs, right? So these animals called lobe fins evolved into, you believe this one, first amphibian that lived on both land and water. And I tell you here, first amphibians, right? Evolution of first amphibian means it is Devonian era, and dominant of amphibians is which one? Carboniferous. It is the golden period of amphibians, right? The first amphibian that lived on both land and water. So it is not Carboniferous, but it is Devonian era, right? And after Devonian, this origin of first amphibian, that is we can say Devonian era, and after Devonian, there are no specimens of these left with us. For amphibians, we have no specimens. We have no fossils of amphibians today, to which we can say these are the fossils are proof for Carboniferous era. Okay. However, these were ancestor to modern day frogs and salamanders. They were the ancestor, right? The amphibians evolved into reptiles. Amphibian evolved into reptiles. The first reptile, it is evolved in which era? Permian, right? Evolve means originate, right? And then what happens? They lack thick shell egg. They lack. Amphibians, they have no thick. Today also amphibians, they have no thick shell, but reptiles have thick shell, egg cells, and these egg cells are leathery shells, right? Which do not dry up in the sun, unlike those of amphibians, right? They lay thick shell. Reptile, look here. Amphibians, they lays egg into the water, aquatic. So they need not to a thick. But reptiles, when they means land dwelling, so they need to escape their eggs from dry up in the sun. So their egg, it contains leathery shell. Itself thick means what? It is today also. It is leathery eggshell. Leathery eggshells, right? Again, we only see their modern day descendant, the turtle, tortoise, crocodiles. They are modern day descendants. Turtle, tortoise, and crocodiles. In the next 200 million years ago or so, reptiles of different shape and size dominated on the earth. 200 million years ago, this is our Mesozoic era. Mesozoic era. Their shape and size increased, they become dominated on the earth. Giant ferns, pteridophytes were present, but they all fell to form coal deposits slowly. Today, coal deposits they are made up of pteridophytes, giant ferns, right? Present day, but they are felt to form coal deposits slowly. Some of these land reptiles went back into the water to evolve into fish-like reptiles. Fish-like reptiles probably 200 million years ago. 200 million ago, as for example, Ichthyosaurus. That is given here, Ichthyosaurus today. Ichthyosaurus. And ichthyofish, it is an example of, it is an amphibian which is aquatic amphibians which has no legs, right? Here is given Ichthyosaurus. The land reptiles were of course the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, very huge. The biggest of them, which one? Tyrannosaurus Rex. Which one? Tyrannosaurus Rex was about 20 feet in height and a huge fearsome dragger-like teeth about 60 million years ago. That is very important, right? 60 million years ago, the dinosaurs suddenly disappeared from the earth, right? But why they disappeared? This time, no exact reason is not given. We have different ideas for this one. Some say that is meteorite, it come and hit the earth, then temperature of earth is very increased and the dinosaurs, they killed them. The small mammals, because they hide themselves inside the earth, right? They can they protect them because they are living inside the earth, so they live, right? Some are saying no, they due to the ice age. Ice age come, and we know reptiles are poikilothermals, right, or cold blooded animals. So that what due to the ice age they totally distinct. So that is means we have different ideas here. The exact reason is not given. What we do not know the true reason. Some say climatic change killed them. As for example, some say ice age come because they are poikilothermals, and when the temperature become very decreased, they are unable to survive. Simply they. Some say most of them evolved into birds. Some say no, evolution take place and then they convert into birds. Right? The truth may lie in between. Small-sized reptiles of that era still exist today. Today also small-sized reptiles are present. As for example, crocodile, turtle, or tortoise. Right? Here. So now this one is some mammals, whales. The first mammal were like shrews. First mammal, they are shrews, right? We can say these are our ancestors. Mammals ancestor. The first mammals were like shrews. Their fossils are small-sized. Mammals were viviparous. Viviparous mammals are found, right? Viviparous means who lays young ones, right? And protected their unborn body inside the mother's body. That's why it is called viviparous. Right? Mammals were more intelligent in sensing and avoiding danger at least. When reptiles came down, mammals took over this earth. When reptile, they means dinosaurs destroyed, then what happens? Mammals took over the earth. There were in South America mammals. South America mammal resembling the horse, hippopotamus, bear, rabbit, etc. due to the continental drift. Already when I tell you these evidences of evolution, at that time I tell you two continental drift. One continental drift that is given here, right? Here what happens? These two different with South America and North America. Initially they are different, but what happens? After some time they come to close together and join with them. So what happens here? When South America joined the North America, these animals, which animals? That is like horse, hippopotamus, bear, rabbit, etc. They were overridden by the North American fauna. They come to North America simply when they come. And second continental drift, already I tell you, that is due to the same continental drift, but here process is different. Here first what happens? Asia and Australia, they are same continent, but what happens at that time? They separate from one another. Right? Pouched animals. Pouched animal means marsupials of Australia survived because lack of competition from any other mammal. Because here what happens? When continental drift happens, when Australia separate from the Asia, then what happens? In Australia only marsupial evolved because the lack of mammals. And Asia, marsupials are totally extinct. Why extinct? Because mammals, that means they are carnivorous mammals, they killed, ate them, or at least they killed them, right? So in Asia, they are totally extinct, but because Australia is separated, it is isolated, it becomes an isolated area. In Australia, marsupials, they evolve, right? That two content example is given, and I told you this about this in the previous lecture. You can see evidences, right, of evolution. Let us we forget some mammals live only in water, like blue whale, dolphins. Whale, dolphin, seal, and sea cows are some examples. Evolution of horse, elephant, dog. Here you understand whales, dolphins, seals, and sea cows, they are aquatic mammals. They have no gills. Why no gills? Because aquatic, that is the secondary. We can say secondary, it is the secondary evolution. Okay, they evolve, means adapt themselves in aquatic medium, but they have no gills because they are mammals, right? Evolution of horse, elephant, dog, extra are special stories of evolution. This time it is not in our syllabus. Otherwise, initially what happens in earlier what happens, horse evolution is present in our syllabus, but this time it is deleted. You will learn about these in higher classes. The most successful story is the evolution of man with language, skill, and self-consciousness. Only single animal, that is human, is there who has self-consciousness. He think about himself only. A rough sketch of evolution of life form, their times on the geological scale are indicated in this new point, origin and evolution of man. Okay, what happens? Time is over. Okay, something we have to lack here because some figure is given. First we see the figure and then I tell you this figure. In this figure, you can see some figures are given here. When we consider the evolution, plant evolution, a sketch of evolution of plant forms through the geological periods. So you have read the geological period, that here. Look, in this figure, chlorophyte ancestors are there. So these are chlorophyte ancestors. Chlorophyte means what? Chlorophyte. Chlorophyte means what? Algae. These are chlorophyte algae, right? And after algae, what happens here? These are bryophytes who are evolved. Look here, chlorophyte and tracheophyte. Between chlorophyte and tracheo means what? Here tracheo means, it means what? Vascular bundles are. Vascular bundles are formed. Tracheophyte, in tracheophyte we have pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. They come into the tracheophyte, right? So chlorophyte ancestor means algae. From algae, bryophytes are formed, and then after what happened? Tracheophyte ancestors are formed, right? Then tracheophyte rhinia is formed. Rhinia is the fossil. This time also rhinia is there. It is called living fossil. Living fossil. Today also it is present. It is the simplest type of pteridophyte. Rhinia means it is the simplest pteridophyte, right? Rhina type plant. And in between this one, what is Zoosterophyllum is formed. Zoosterophyllum time is Silurian. Look here, these are pteridophytes. They are non-seeded plants, right? Silurian, we know this is the Paleozoic era, and these are periods, right? And we know Paleozoic means here we have other periods are also there. This is Silurian, right? Before Silurian, what is there? We have Devonian is there, Silurian, Ordovician, right? Then after what is there? We have that is before it is called Cambrian periods, right? So Zoosterophyllum is, they appeared in Silurian period. in Silurian period. Silurian means it is the jawless fish period. Then in Devonian what happens? Progymnosperm are formed. Progymnosperm are formed. Rainier type plant, it is just initial, they originate in the initial period of Silurian, right? Then Xylophyton. Xylophyton, it is, today we have also Xylopsida. And you know Xylopsida, Xylophyton is there, right? And so Xylophyton, all the plants that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they are originates, right? Look here. From Tracheophyta sister, Zoostrophyllums are formed, and through this Zoostrophyllum, when we see this one, so this Zoostrophyllum, they are developed into first arboscent lycopes. Arboscent lycopods means what? Arboscent lycopods means plant dwelling, tree dwelling, right? That time plant is not there, tree is not there, right? They are arboscent lycopods, right? They are present in the rocks. But what happens? They totally extinct. In Permian era, arboscent lycopods extinct. But these lycopods, they are present today also. These are survived. They are present in today, also today, right? Second step here, you can see Xylophyton. Now here, Spinocyte, horsetail, Spinocyte, they are also pteridophyte. Spinopsites. Spinopsites are maximum developed in which era? Carboniferous era, right? Second one is our ferns, separately formed ginkgos. They are also separately formed conifers. Conifer example is our pinus, right? And conifers, their maximum development is present in Triassic or Jurassic, right? And cycads, look here. Now progymnosperm are formed. From progymnosperm, seed ferns are formed. Now seed ferns are developed into two parts. You understand progymnosperm? It is, I tell you when I told you the different eras, different periods. At that time I said here first seed plants, origin of first seeded plant, that is progymnosperm. First seeded plants are originated, right? And then seed ferns are formed, seed ferns which reproduce seeds. Now here cycads and dicotyledons are formed. Most evolution means it is our monocots, that monocotyledons. Here you understand, this time monocotyledons are max evolution. These are simply what happens. They are today means what? Bryophytes, lycopods, Spinopsida, very less are there. Ferns, ginkgos, Ginkgo biloba today is also called as oldest fossil, living fossil, right? Conifers are there. Conifers means what here? We know here pinus, nettles, netum, ephedra, right? Cycads, cycas is there, right? So origin of cycad and other conifers or nettles, they are different, right? And seed fern it developed into cycads and dicotyledons, which two branch arise in which era? Permian era. So you have to make a chart about this, otherwise you get forget. Dicotyledons, and then last one is monocotyledons. Most advanced plants are monocotyledons. Today also we know they have this resistance against the, which they have carangianodon, right? Okay. Now next is our animal. Representative evolutionary history of vertebrates through the geological periods. Vertebrates is one, not animals are one. Vertebrates are one, right? So vertebrates means we understand here. They come in which era? Look here, that is 350. Before Carboniferous, what is there? Vertebrates evolved in Silurian era. This origin of vertebrates is Silurian. Silurian is the golden era of that is we can say Cyclostomata, jawless species, right? Okay, what is given here? 350 million years ago, Carboniferous, 300, Permian, 250. You understand here, when you see 0, then 50, quaternary means today, then 50, tertiary, 100, 150, 200, 250, 300 and 350. And if you remember the sequence of these era, you understand 50 million year ago difference is there, right? And then it helps to decide the time, right? If you read and if you learn the sequence if you learn the sequence of these periods, you can easily decide the year, right? So what is given here? First, early reptiles which are extinct, they arise in 350 years ago. 350 years. Early reptiles, Carboniferous era, right? Then what happens? Synapsids are formed, sauropsids are formed. These two branches are formed. Synapsid in 300 million years ago, right? Just after Carboniferous, and sauropsids are formed, that is just after the Carboniferous. Sauropsid. So sauropsid, they are further divided into different branches, right? One branch goes to turtles, right? Another branch, they have different branch. Another branch are there, that is thecodons. Thecodon develop into dinosaurs. Second, into birds and crocodiles. Thecodon, they have three branches. Which one? Dinosaurs, crocodile, and birds. Dinosaurs, they exist in 65 years ago. You can see 50 and plus 15, 65. They totally exist, right? Next one is our here. Two other branches are also there which develop into snake or Tartarus. Tartarus is called Sphenodon. Its scientific name is Sphenodon. This. And this is the living fossil. Only one is there, right? Lizard, snake, Tartarus, they are formed, right? Through whom? They form through that sauropsid. Next branch is our synapsid. Means early reptiles, they develop into two branches, sauropsid and synapsid. So through sauropsid, I tell you, thecodon develop into three groups. Three groups means one is called here, this one you can say crocodile, bird, right? That is therapsid, converted, which is extinct. It developed into bird, dinosaurs, and crocodiles are formed, right? And second one is synapsid. Synapsid, they form Pelycosaurus, which is extinct today. This Pelycosaurus is developed into today's mammals, right? And one thing is there, you have to read in which era. Jurassic era means that sign. You can see Jurassic era means snakes are formed, and another is there. Jurassic era means dinosaurs are well developed. It is called golden era of dinosaurs. Okay, so read this one, make a chart, and then you feel easy to read this one. This is very important, and some question come from these figures, and in NEET also. Okay, thanks. Today this lecture is finished, and new lecture is we start the origin and evolution of man. That is very interesting, and we will read. If you have any doubt, you can easily ask, right? If you ask, we can solve, right? Okay. Thanks.